Hi, good morning and Assalamualaikum to our panel, Dr. Suha and Madam Dayang. My name is Nurul Farahelliyana Binti Azman, and I want to presenting my research study where the topic is factor is effective Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas in Selangor area, and the mobility effect is level of income. So we start with the background of the study. So there are about 1 million students in every country who prefer to study at foreign university, including in Germany and China, with a total number of 1,109,000 and also 909,000 students respectively. And this statistic is from UNESCO Institute of Statistics in 2019. And besides that, there are also from previous studies said that continuing overseas study can produce a personal pleasure, a desire to gain and improve industrial skills and job opportunities as the primary motivator for postgraduate student, which is from Donaldson and Matt Nicholas in 2004. So giving that acknowledgement is for student it is very highly regarded from international university, as this can be their strategy to compete with others fresh graduate student. So move on to the next slide, which is the research problem. So according to the data from the Ministry of Higher Education, over 70,000 Malaysian students are studying in abroad in 2019, which this is including going to United Kingdom, Ireland, Taiwan, Australia, Egypt, and Indonesia. And from this fact, we determine the issue where we want to find the cost of the student further study overseas rather than study in their origin country. And the other reason why we want to do this research study is because there is no recent research regarding this topic, and the researchers are not paying attention to this current research area. As I mentioned just now, from the statistic, they are for the whole Malaysian student, but there are no specific number for postgraduate student, where it is the main reason why we want to study this topic. Next, here, in this study, I want to identify the and knowledge about the factor which play an important role for student decision to pursue the study postgraduate study in overseas. So here in this slide, I have list out the research objective. So continue to the next slide, which is research question. So this paper systematically address this research gap by asking this following research question. So here is the list of questions that guide our research study. Okay, next is from the framework. So this independent variable is inspired from the previous study, and here is level of income, which is the moderator variable, and this is dependent variable. So from this framework, we have construct a hypothesis which is H1, self-efficacy has a positive effect on the Malaysian postgraduate student intention for the study overseas. H2, the greater the quality of education offered, the higher the Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas. H3, personal development has a significant positive effect on Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas. H4, the better the family influence, the higher the Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas. And H5, the greater the reputation of the host university, the higher the Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas. And for moderator variable, there are H6, which the relationship between self-efficacy, quality of education, personal development, family influence, university reputation, and intention to study overseas, moderate by level of income. So to study this study, we have construct a research method, which is for target population. We decided to choose postgraduate student in Selangor, as there are many numbers of students that stay in Selangor choose to do their postgraduate study in overseas. So for sample size, actually we have achieved 120 respondent. However, after evaluate each of the answer, we need there are some of number that are not valid. So the final sample size is 104. For sampling technique, as we don't know the specific number for postgraduate student, we need to choose non-probability sampling where it is convenient sampling. So next, for the data analysis to find the finding. So for the demographic analysis, for age, the highest group of age is responded in between 21 to 24 years old with 49%, and the lowest number is 33 to 36 years old. For level of education, there are high number in degree with total 61 respondent, which is 58.7%, and the lowest is PhD, which is recorded to have 10 respondent only, which is 9.6%. And next, for demographic analysis is level of income, where the highest respondent is 45 respondent with 43.3%, which is for income level more than 3,100, and the lowest is for income below 1,500 with amount only 4 respondent, which is 3.8% only. So we move on to the next analysis, which is descriptive analysis. I choose to analyze between age and intention to study abroad, where the result is the highest mean is for age group between 21 to 24, with the mean 2.2549 and standard deviation 1.41906. And the lowest mean is group age 33 to 36 with mean 1.5357 with standard deviation 0.8469. Next is between level of education and family influence, where we can see the result. The highest mean is degree with total 2.6098 and with standard deviation 0.96154. And the least mean is PhD with total 2.3827 with standard deviation 0.99479. So for reliability analysis, we can see that each of independent variable and dependent variable shows a good result of Cronbach alpha, which is each of them is above 0.7% with item for DV4, and the others for independent variable is 5 items. So we conclude that dependent use for this topic is reliable. Next is correlation analysis. We can see in the row intention, in the column intention, and the row is independent variable. We can see that it is significant, and the number also shows above 0.05, where we conclude that each independent variable and intention to study abroad have a strong relationship. Next, for regression analysis, we can see in the R value, it is 0.945, which is it shows a very strong relationship, and we can see the significant value. There are self-efficacy, quality education offer, and personal development has a significant value, which is below 0.05. And we conclude that these three independent variables, the most influence to the R square, which is 89.3%. So these three is most significant to dependent variable, intention to study abroad. And meanwhile, the two variable, family influence and university reputation, record not significant value, which these two variables do not affect the dependent variable. So for the moderator analysis, for model 1, we have each of the independent variable affect the intention to study abroad. And model 2, we have each of independent variable with in the middle level of income, which is the moderator variable, affect the intention to study abroad, where we can see the R square has increased from 0.893 to 0.896, with the R square change only 0.02. And the significant is, it is not significant because it is not lower than 0.05. So from the finding, which we have find the hypothesis testing, which H1 self-efficacy has a positive effect on postgraduate student to further study overseas. H2, the greater the quality of education offered, the higher the Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas. H3, person development has a significant positive effect on Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas. These three hypotheses is supported based on the analysis we do using the SPSS software. And H4, the better the family influence, the higher the Malaysian postgraduate student intention to study overseas. H5, the greater the reputation of the host university, the higher the Malaysian postgraduate student intention to further study overseas. H6, the relationship between self-efficacy, quality of education, personal development, family influence, university reputation, and intention to study abroad, not moderate by level of income. These three, this H4, H5, and H6 is not supported. So we can go to the discussion of the finding just now. So for the first one, self-efficacy does significantly impact the relationship to Malaysian postgraduates to intention to study abroad. Furthermore, based on the previous study by George Kubelis, Thomas Evento in 2012, they have observed that self-efficacy has a significant effect on student participant in study abroad. Second, quality of education has a significant impact on Malaysian postgraduate intentions to study abroad. By T and Test 2014, where the study recorded a higher respondent that choose quality of education, where respondents conclude that international students will experience as a way to increase their chance of getting a better job, which we can conclude that they can have a high wage salary and also a good career. Third, personal development does significantly affect the relationship with attention of Malaysian postgraduate students to study abroad. Previous study from Clark 2013, Nguyen Hongchi 2013, and Nguyen T. Mai Ling 2012 discovered that there has been an increase in the number of Vietnamese students sent abroad to pursue their international education for career and advancement and also personal development. So for this part, previous study found that Chinese parents have a strong influence on their children's decision to study abroad from Bodycott and Lai from 2012. Where this study supported the hypothesis we construct in chapter 2. However, our final finding in this research find that it is not supported, where the independent variable of family influence does not give a significant impact towards the relationship with intention to study for Malaysian postgraduate students to study abroad. From this, we can see that maybe to the large time gap between the past and now, where in this age of globalization, increasingly advanced technology makes students no longer dependent on their family influence, and they just want to achieve the goal that they have set up. For the next one, university reputation also shows the opposite result with the hypothesis in chapter 2, where it turns out that university reputation does not impact the relationship with Malaysian postgraduate student intention to study abroad. We can see that this insignificant result may be due to the reputation does not affect student decision, because in Malaysia itself, famous universities are often caused by the higher cost of study, where most of the students love to do more research detail about the quality of education offered by university, including their co-curriculum, their facility, and about their lecturer and so on. So for the last one, there is also evidence to support the finding that income level does not moderate the relationship between IVs and intention to study abroad, which is stated by Melissa et al. 2017. Financial factor expected family contribution and financial need had a negative impact on study abroad, where we can see that in the demographic analysis for level of income, there are high number of respondents that choose income more than 3,100. So I can say that maybe the level of income will never affect the impact to study abroad, because only for those who have higher level of income. So for the conclusion, this research study specific aim is one to identify the factor that affect Malaysian postgraduate student intention to study abroad, where the limitation to run this study is because during we do the questionnaire distribute the questionnaire, maybe some of them have a social disability of self-enhancement motive, where respondents might not have truthfully reported their attitude or behavior, and some of them do not answer some of the survey question. And next, some recommendation for this study is, I hope that level of income need to be specified, specific, as it is very general. It can be from family, it can be from individual, it can be from household, and many more. So it is better to have more specific. We can have a clear justification on the result, and we hope that current study finding have provided available information such as the finding can be referenced to future researcher to study more details about this topic. And the implication for this study is this research demonstrate the value of the reader and assist educational institution in Malaysia in order to recognizing the factor and improving their education system level along with university in foreign country. Thank you. That's all from me, from my presentation. I hope panel can consider what I have presented, and thank you so much, and I appreciate your time to watch my presentation. Thank you so much.